it's Julie, and this is the Do Business Like a Woman show. Welcome to Monday, another Monday. So, I'm talking today about what to do when you don't feel good enough in your business. And, excuse me, I've got a hair here on my lip. I was thinking about this topic, and it's so sneaky, this fear. What it does is it shows up in different ways. So usually it shows up like procrastination in your business, or legitimate reasons why you can't move forward. So it's super sneaky. Now, I was talking with a client. Hi Kath, lovely to see you. I was talking with a client the other day, and she was saying she was feeling this, and she's a new coach, and she was talking about imposter syndrome, which, if any of you don't know what that is, it's where we feel like we're a fake or a phony, and that we are going to be discovered, right? Someone's going to call our bluff and say, you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't be doing this. That's the fear, right? And what's super interesting that I've noticed is that almost all women entrepreneurs have it. In fact, I haven't known, met, or seen a woman entrepreneur who has not experienced this fear. Hi, Thora. Good to see you too. So it's really, really common. And, as I was saying, it's not always super obvious. So for me, I was looking for a story I could share with you of when this has happened to me. And I realized, well, it happens so frequently. Take my pick. Which story shall I share? Because it happens to me almost on a daily, if not a weekly basis. Now, before you start feeling sorry for me, here's what I want to share. It's just another thought, like any other thought that can come into our consciousness. So what I mean by that is, just because that thought arises doesn't mean it's true. And it doesn't mean we have to pay it any attention or give it any significance or any weight. So the fact that many of us have this thought or this question fairly regularly, and it may not even be a fully formed thought. Like, we may not be thinking, oh, I'm afraid that I'm not good enough, so I'm not going to move forward with this thing in my business. It can be more like procrastinating on something that we've said we're going to do, which we know will move us forward in our business. It can be, spending ages in learning mode, taking more and more programs instead of pulling the trigger and taking action, because the underlying fear is we're terrified of judgment. We're terrified of, what if I get it wrong, or I get it wrong. There's no wrong. What if people criticize me? What if I can't do it? What if I freeze? What if I do my Facebook Live and I don't know what to say, right? So these are the kind of things, but oftentimes it shows up like we're just not taking the action, or we get busy and we're too busy to do the thing that will move us forward. Or, we say we want to work in a certain program with a coach, and then we kind of back off because we're secretly afraid that when we do this thing, well, we're going to now have to take action, and we're going to actually have to do what we say we want to do. It can be pretty scary. And I'm not looking to minimize this, because in the past, the approval of the tribe was the difference between survival or not. So it's a pretty instinctual fear that's really built into our cells of our body. But here's the thing, like I said, it doesn't mean that it's true or that we have to pay it any attention. It's like anything. We can feel the feeling, we can notice the thought and choose to move forward anyway. I really believe that one of the biggest challenges of being an entrepreneur is actually moving forward through our resistance. So it's not like, it's not like learning how to write copy or creating our email software or sequence. Those things can have their own challenges, but it's not that. It's moving through our own resistance that's the one that can take us out, right? And like I say, we can end up doing busy work, and the excuses appear very legitimate. Like, well, I have to get my client work done ahead of my strategy or my marketing that will move my business forward, or you know, um, just kind of not doing the things that we said we're going to do. I'll give you an example of where this has come up for me recently, because as I said, I have it all the time too. It can come up for me when I'm due to do some copywriting. I can suddenly feel afraid, like, what if I can't get the message out? And I've learned that actually just sit your tush down and write the thing, and who cares? Just know that that first draft is going to come out rubbish, and be okay with that. And usually when I do that, it's fine anyway, it doesn't come out rubbish. But it's also like, oh my God, what if, this is one for me, what if I'm not inspiring enough, right? What if I say is not inspiring for the people that watch my live? Or, what if I can't inspire people? And you know what it is? It's based in ego. It's our ego. It's how our ego holds us back, keeps us small, because remember, it's our ego's job to keep us in the comfort zone where it's safe and it knows. It might not be particularly pleasant or fun in the comfort zone. Perhaps you're not earning enough money, perhaps you're working too hard, but from the ego's point of view, it's a known quantity. It's your current identity, right? It's who you are. Maybe you have some slave girl archetype going on, like I used to, and still can do sometimes, right? So I was going to share when this most recently cropped up for me, because this is quite a biggie for me. So as you know, for the last 4 years, I've had a full schedule of clients, and initially as a virtual assistant and OBM, and then transitioning into coaching and mentoring. And it's only recently that I've fully transitioned into the coaching and mentoring, and actually had a full schedule of clients that way, just purely with, coaching and mentoring. And previous to that, I was still doing some consulting. I was still doing some copywriting, which I enjoy too. But it's so interesting. The fear came up for me as I was up leveling and seeing these new clients come in, and this kind of bigger level of serving. And I got the thought, oh my gosh, what if I can't do it? What if I can't get them the result, even though I have over and over again with the clients I've worked with? It still comes up sometimes with a new client. Oh my God, what if I can't get them the result, right? And if you're a coach, you know that we do our part, but the client has to do their part too. So we can't fully control the outcome. Now, so what do we do? Well, we just show up as our best. And what I realized is this is about trust. So I think it comes down to the relationship that we have with life, trusting that in the moment we will know what to do, we'll be guided, we'll know what to say. Because what I realized when I looked at it is that whenever I feel like that, like what if I'm not enough, whatever your enough is, it was always future tripping. It was always thinking about some point in the future where I wasn't going to be good enough, or I was not going to be able to do something. Always future tripping. So it's about our relationship with life, and our ability to settle and trust that we are held, that the universe has got us, and to be that channel. And you know what? It's so beautiful when you get this. This is the piece people always talk about, who are you being? Because as we expand into that person and trust more and be willing to take those stretches and steps, we become a different person with a different vibration, a different level of being. And we're able to support in a much bigger way. And we learn to trust. And what I suggest for you, if you experience this, what if I'm not good enough, however that is for you, is just catch it and notice and see what you're future tripping about, and bring yourself back to the present moment So Kath says she's resonating with this. So let me know, ladies, what are your I'm not enoughs? You know, like there's the I'm not good enough, but what else? For me, it's like, oh, I'm not inspiring enough, or you know, what if I can't get the client the result? It is one that comes up for me. And it's like I said, it is ridiculous because when you've helped someone get the result over and over again, it's ridiculous to think that suddenly it's not going to work. But if you're a new coach, I do understand that one. And here's what I would say again, like, as long as you have created the result for yourself and you are able to show up and be fully supportive, bring your best energy, your best game, and be fully present with the person, if you do that, you are like head and shoulders above how most people are just being day to day. So if you just do that, show up with full presence, oh my God, that is a gift in itself. Honestly, I'm not just saying this, I promise you, because most people are so wrapped up in their minds and their own thoughts that they're not even able to be present with their client. So if you allow for the miraculous and you trust, and yes, of course you study, and of course you practice and you work with clients and you hone your craft, right? It's not about not putting everything in. But I know you ladies. I know that you're, in it. You are here to help people. So do not let this hold you back. I have seen it with women where they're like really wanting to say, come and work with me, or wanting to do something in their business, and they just keep putting it off. And things will come up, like they will get sick. Things will go wrong in the house, all kinds of things, like legitimate things happen. But here's the thing, and I'm not like singling anyone out or picking on anyone, because we've all been there. But when we're really, really committed, none of that stuff stops us. Right? So life still happens, like things still go wrong, the car still breaks, we get sick, things happen, and we show up anyway because we trust that we are enough. You haven't prepared a perfect Facebook Live and it's your Facebook Live day. Get the hell on there and do it anyway. I'm telling you. I talk about this all the time, imperfect action. And I promise you this will move you forward in your business more than anything else. And it will help you to show up for your clients in a bigger way. I preach that. I do preach this, but I practice this as well. I'm just going to share a little thing with you and then we'll wrap it up. But I've been feeling a bit under the weather recently for the last few weeks, actually. And I wonder if I've had a very mild version of coronavirus. I haven't been feeling well. But I'm continuing to show up because that's my choice. I am so committed to what I'm creating in my business. And I also know, like from a quantum physics level, when we up level, when we go to a new level in anything in our life or our business or anything we're doing, stuff comes up, right? It's so powerful, this stuff. It's like our ego and our body. Hi, Tansy. Good to see you. It's like our body reacting and our mind and just everything to keep us where we are, right? Now, we get to look after our energy. We get to do the things. Like, I had an interview scheduled for this evening. It's now been cancelled, but that's great because I'm going to take the evening completely off. I was working a bit over the weekend out of choice, and that was great. I got my funnel finished. I had a load of new clients coming on, so I was onboarding them. But I'm a bit tired, right? So that's fine. I was still totally going to be here with the Do Business Like a Woman show and just be with you. I had hoped to have the content planned out like way before. The truth is, I decided on this topic about midday today, or maybe a bit before, and posted in the group that this is what it would be about, right? And I just trusted that what is supposed to come through will come through, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and I'm going to do it anyway, right? So, but now after this, I'm gonna take the evening off. I'm gonna totally chill out. My dog and I will go for a walk. It's sunny. So we're gonna have a nice walk and I'm gonna rest and be away from the business to recharge, right? So where are you holding yourself back? How does this show up for you? Right? Sometimes we're so afraid to move forward and actually create the thing we say that we want. And women can get stuck for years. I was stuck for a few years before I, you know, it's so weird to describe because I was committed, but I guess I was more committed to staying stuck, if truth be told. I was doing everything, but there was a part of me that just was not quite ready to grow and up level in the way that was required. That was just not quite ready to be that person. But you get to decide, right? Is it your time? Is it going to be today? So if it is, take the actions that you've said you will take that will get you there. Right? And can we course correct? Yes, of course we can. Smart business owners do that, but we do it consciously. It's like if I've said I'm going to do something, I can tell you, since my business has really revved up in the last year or so, is since I have absolutely done the things I've said I was going to do, no excuses. The Thrive Summit, that happened. The Client Getting Challenge a while ago, that happened. The Thrive Formula launch now, that happened, right? The Do Business Like a Woman show every Monday, that happens. Changing the way and up leveling the way we do our Facebook group, that happens. My VA is now working on Pinterest, that's happening, right? We're not dabbling, we do the things we say. And if we are going to course correct, we do that quickly, but we do it consciously. It's not like we just don't do something, which is a sign of fear, right? It's a sign that you're holding yourself back when you've said you'll do something and then you don't, or you retract and go back on yourself. So this is an invitation to up level, saying it with lots of love to you because we're all on our journeys. But I just invite you to notice, like get real present and notice what's going on for you when you're not moving forward. And notice what I'm not enoughs are underneath that. Okay, Kath says she worries about not being inspiring enough too. Oh yeah, so I think it's a common one. And not having enough tools to give and not having all the answers. Well, like no one has all the answers, right? However, I've had some people recently who are so appreciative of me just being present with them, which to me doesn't feel like enough, and yet it can be, because sometimes people can have a breakthrough just in the moment where I'm being present with them. I need to get some more tools under my belt though. Here's the thing, Kath, you being present is going to trump tools all day long. Now, am I saying don't skill up? No, skill up, that's fine. But here's the thing. I bet you have more tools than you realize. I know some of your journey, right? People know you here, so I'm just going to talk about it openly. You have been through the journey of getting sober and you live that, right? You have tools. Now, sometimes we overcomplicate it and we think like tools have to be these really complex things. Some of the best tools are the most simple. Might just be an idea or a habit or something that you do that's been effective that you share, right? So this is about knowing we are enough right as we are right now, and that you get to show up just as you are, and that's going to bring value to someone. And by the way, even if it didn't, it's still excellent practice for you and it's still going to move you forward. And I'm talking there about things like Facebook Lives and writing posts and things like that. But absolutely, just by being present with someone, holding that space, doing your best, we create the container for deep transformation. And that goes for you even if you're a VA, if you're a freelancer, a graphic designer. Here's what I know. If you're a VA and you show up with full presence and you focus on the thing you're doing and give it your full energy and you do your best, that is such a gift, and your standard of work and your quality of work are going to be amazing, and your clients are going to appreciate that. So every day, just noticing what consciousness we bring to the activities that we're doing. Now, do we have to be perfect? No, that's kind of the point, right? If our energy isn't perfect, do we still show up? Yes, we do. We still show up, and we just trust that it's enough. Okay, so Tansy says she's still unwell with vertigo and general exhaustion. I do get you're not quite ready to grow. There's a reluctance in me, but I am working on it and still showing up. Yeah, great, Tansy. I know how hard it can be when we have a genuine health condition, and it can be extra challenging, right? And you are enough, and we all get to be on our own journeys. Here's what I know. You know, when I've started showing up, even with my health condition, the best that I can, it is enough. And, you know, I don't know if you were here for this, Tansy, but I was just saying, with a big up level that's happening in my business and an influx of coaching clients, and it triggered me. I was like, wow, can I really hold this many people? Can I hold this much space? Can I, you know, help all of these different people with their different needs who are all contacting me and plugging into me? Can I help them all get the result? And all I know is that I just show up the best I can and be fully me, and that is going to be enough, right? And it's all we can ever do. So, ladies, I hope that helps. Kath says thank you. You're welcome, lovely. Thank you for showing up, you know, openly and sharing. That's another way, just sharing adds value to other people, because knowing that we all go through it, I mean, surely knowing that I also experience I'm not enough regularly is helpful, because then, you know, we know we're not alone, and it's fine, you know, it's okay. So like I said, it's just a thought. It's just part of the ego. Just let it come, observe it, and let it go. All right, my dears, lots of love to you. See you next time. Mwah.